Hello, we're back doing more viewer analysis. I would call it viewer coaching, but this is not really coaching. It's not like one-on-one dedicated sessions. Instead, it's a best of 3 5-stock games where I try to play a little bit more reactive, a little bit more defensively, see how people tend to play, and hopefully help them rank up doing it live on stream. So like right there, could I have attacked them? I probably should have. If you watched your first mistake, and the other time that I mentioned your first mistake, then you know. Okay, so first up, we got a JK Bun Bun in the chat on the Vector. And let's see, how do they recover here? They recover wide, no dodging on stage. So it seems like they're not super comfortable with movement. You know, not fast falling a whole lot, which makes their movement a bit slow and also easier to track down. As you can see, they're kind of making their intentions obvious about which direction they're heading. Always going to be holding in here. That was a good GC wake up, so I didn't expect that, a GC recovery, or GC NSIG to recover. Based on how they were moving in the previous stock, I wouldn't expect that option to be picked, but you know, that was fairly good. So yeah, that's the segment. It's live analysis. And really what I like to say is that this is the kind of thing where, oh, that was good, awareness of strings and dodging out of that one. Charge signatures in neutral though, definitely something that you want to weed out of your playstyle. Okay, as I was saying, like, this is not really coaching. This is more just analysis from a live perspective, so coaching would look somewhat different. And I think if this is helpful to you, which a lot of people have said this is helpful, which is pretty cool, the good thing is that you don't actually need me to do this. This is just analysis, and that's something that you can do on your own, looking at your own replays and your own gameplay and stuff like that. So yeah, this is something that you really don't need me for. I'm kind of just an external tool, and it can make a video and a nice fun stream out of it as well. So the main things that I'm noticing so far is, like I was describing in the first stock, movement. Some options that you're picking are either a little bit risky, like with those charge signatures, or they're kind of just being thrown out without a goal. So one thing I definitely would practice is getting down your movement, getting down your dashes, getting down your fast falls. That is one big thing that really I think will help you increase the speed of your play, because the more that you're able to maneuver around comfortably, the faster you'll be able to get into position to get your punishes. You know, if someone's spamming signatures, if you're out of position, it's pretty hard, but if you're in position, you're making your job a lot easier. So that is one thing that I definitely practice. Know the heights of your jumps. Whoops, I meant to throw down there. Know the heights of your jumps, know the lengths of your dashes, know when you can fast fall, watch out for dodge ins when you get knocked off stage. And yeah, looking like this first game is coming slightly, or at least I guess a little bit, to a close here. So those were the main takeaways from this first game. I'm going to see how you play when you're in a last stock red situation. I'll back up from attacking a little bit. Will you just go for aim for where I'm standing? Yep. Learning the spacing of your moves is also important, because right there, those two attacks, I was just outside the range of it. If you walked a little bit more forward, it would have hit me, but because I was just outside the range and you went for it, I was able to punish. So yeah, I think that's 4 or 5 things, and that will be, those are some takeaways. Game number 2 here, switching up to the Dusk on the defense stance. I do like my defense stance on Dusk, so you got me there. I'm a fan. We'll see if some of those same things transfer over, speed of movement, and yeah, so right off the bat, you jumped there and you were kind of locked in the air, as well as right here, you're falling and you're kind of just leaving yourself open to being, what's the word, like picked off, I guess? I don't know if that's the right word, but that's definitely a word I would use. So landings are a big thing. The more that you're able to fast fall consistently and intentionally, the faster your movement will be able to be. Like right there, mixing up my movement, I'm doing an empty hop, and I get a punish from it. Also, I noticed that you went for sidelight into down air, which is not a true combo on orb, so learning your combos also is important. It seems like, or it feels like, you're a bit of a newer player, which is by no means a bad thing at all. I mean, we've all got to start somewhere. So some of the things that I am recommending, well, I mean, they'll likely help someone at any rank. I think practicing movement is one of the most important things. Knowing your combos is very important, but it may take a little bit longer to see results, I guess, but be patient. They will come, I promise. And if not, then, or if you've been playing for a little while, then maybe these are some things to identify in your gameplay that have been holding you back. Also, I don't know if this music is too loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, so. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We're good. Never mind. We're good. You didn't see anything. You didn't hear anything. It's all fine. You know, this is a live broadcast, so I do want to, sometimes things go awry, but you know, I don't know what else you expect from me. So those are the main things. Spacing on your attacks, being comfortable with your movement and being a little bit quicker at getting yourself into position, dodging in when you're knocked off stage. Okay, sorry, I just looked at my second monitor, that's my bad. Yep, dodging in when you get knocked off stage. I've been getting a lot of damage from it. Learning your spacing, learning your movement, and always holding in the same direction. I guess making your movement obvious, or making your movement predictable. And the more that you're able to fast fall, like right here, am I going to go attack you? Nope, I'm going to mix it up. Am I going to jump there? No, I'm going to jump into fast fall. But if the only thing you can do is jump, or like the only thing that you've shown your opponent is jump or walk forward, then they're going to know, oh, I got a bit of a roll back there. Thought I dodged it, but I did not. Seems like you do know your spear strings, which is good. It's a good thing to learn. So yeah, falling down, also I think you kind of hover in the same area. So like I don't really have to move very much to track your movement down. Picking a direction and going with it tends to be pretty good, and then mixing it up. As well as recovering high. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm pointing out, but I think the big main idea is to get more comfortable with movement if possible. You know, something to practice. Put some time into training mode to, you know, practice jumping into a precise spot. Fast falling, getting your fast falls down 9 out of 10 times. That's a pretty good mark to aim for. And then eventually 10 out of 10 times. And then eventually 99 out of 100 times. And then 100 out of 100 times. Maybe that's a bit extreme, but you get the idea, the general idea. So right there, I'm just staying right outside your hitbox, or right outside where your hitbox will hit, and backing up. So it also, you may struggle against passive players based on how you're playing, but definitely working on your movement will help with that. So hopefully that mini analysis, that live analysis was helpful. Best of luck in ranking up, and thanks for coming on stream. Thanks for volunteering. I appreciate it. This content, or this segment, would be nothing without the people that come on stream, so thank you. Viewer number 2 here, playing against Devzo on the Fate. I'm going to be locking in the Cassidy, because chat asked me for Cassidy. So here we are. Let's see, Apocalypse, not my do I have music turned on in-game? Okay, good. I was worried that it was overlapping. My game sound is usually pretty low, so I don't pay much attention to that. So yeah, Apocalypse, not my best map, but we'll see what we can do. Got an early damage lead. Ooh, backing off there. Definitely could have gotten some damage off on me. So I think being aware of when you get dodges, but I'm sure you are. Maybe it's a bit of nerves the first time coming on stream. I don't really blame you. Spot dodge into instant attack. So that is an indicator of something. Let's see if it stays true. If you've watched these videos, I'm pretty sure I've made like 6 of them at this point. Maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6. Then you know that one of the most common habits that people have is that after they dodge or they like get out of a string, they try to immediately get back. They try to immediately attack, and that's something that I get so much damage out of. So we'll see if that tends to be the case if you dodge out of a string and immediately go for an attack. Also, it seems like landing, it's a bit of a similar issue to JK Bun Bun, who just came on the stream, which is mixing up your landings and going to different places. GC, to get there, definitely tripped me up. I was not expecting it. Right now, I'm just naring to see how you handle like me pressuring vertical space, and then dashing in and downloading to get the KO. Alright, now with guns here, I'm going to take more of a backseat, see how you approach, rather than see how you defend in neutral. Dash and attacks, pretty good, pretty good. Oh, do be aware of, yeah. So you ate a ton of damage there because you used your dodge after having no options, and so you couldn't like escape out of it. Yep, there's a dodge into instant attack again. Let's see, do you always land with an attack? That is something I'm curious about. Whoop. That was meant to be a downlight. Land with an attack, yep. So these are 2 habits, and again, this is kind of what I mentioned in the beginning, which is that this is kind of more analysis, and there tends to be some habits that do transfer over. So if you remember in the last time, or the last 2 sessions that I did, one of the 2 big habits was always landing with an attack. Let's see, do you land with attack? Pretty much. I mean, you landed into a grounded attack, which is similar deal, getting the same thing across. So yeah, those are 2 big habits that tend to transfer over at a lot of ranks. Also, be careful about blowing your dodge early in neutral when like, I guess when I'm not pressuring you, all I was doing was moving near you. I can't like speak right now. Okay, to be fair, it is 12:57 a.m. Okay, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Not entirely my fault is what I was trying to say. Now I lost my train of thought. Look what I've done to myself. I was gonna say look what you did to me, but I'm not even reading chat, so I don't even have an excuse. So yeah, mixing up landings, always landing with an attack, and immediately attacking after, let's see, how do you recover here? Go high, yep. And always, what's the word? Attacking the landing, that's a big one. So let's see. I'm not really doing much on the ledge pressure-wise. All I'm doing is standing there. But you seem to be pretty uncomfortable coming back to the wall. So I think that is definitely a big area to highlight in practice, is picking different options off the wall. It seems like you always go high with your recovery, or you hop off the wall a few times and then you're like, oh, no, I don't have any options. I need to do something really quick. And then you do something really quick and I punish for it. So that is definitely something to look out for. Also be aware of trying to extend your combos too much. Like right there, that signature was a bit risky. I was able to get some damage off. Now you're in a one-stock orange situation, so something to look out for definitely is how people play when they're in like kill percent. Do they start to get really careful? Do they start to super rush? Do they start to panic? So let's see. I'll hit you with maybe some dares, some nairs, things that won't knock out just yet, and we'll see how you handle being super damaged. All right. So right now, going for strings, that's pretty good. Will you go for a downlight? Yep. So downlight there, not bad at all. You know, high chance of it hitting. Let's see, I'm gonna move around, see how you handle someone just jumping next to you without really attacking. So yeah, it seems like you're kind of just attacking out of panic, out of fear of just me being near you. So that's also something to look out for. Is like, I wasn't throwing out any hitbox, I wasn't giving you any reason. I mean, just me being there definitely is a reason to fear getting hit, but like I wasn't punishing anything there, and so in that situation, you know, maybe dialing back the rhythm, taking a step back, because oftentimes when you're in the rhythm, you keep attacking to the beat over and over again. You miss and then you attack, you miss and then you attack. But sometimes, you know, in music, you need to have rest. Rests are very... Did my music just stop? No, I just can't hear it. You know, in the most beautiful pieces, the most excellent, wonderful musical compositions, you need rests. And sometimes that rest comes in the form of, after you get hit by a string, you just reset to neutral, accept that you got hit, and you're like, okay, I'm out of here. So there, again, was a situation where you dodged and then immediately attacked. And that's kind of like not letting yourself have a rest. And the same can be said for attacking in neutral as well. So definitely look out for those things. Give yourself some rests. You know, a quarter rest here, a half rest there, a whole rest maybe even in some other place, and be careful about just always attacking, because the more that you do the same things, the easier it will be to predict it. So like for me, for example, doing that mix-up of movement and not attacking you, I didn't do that early in the match, so it was hard to predict, oh, where am I going? Where am I going to be? Am I going to be here? Am I going to be there? But for you, it kind of seems like you're going to jump a couple times, and then you're going to walk into me, likely with an attack. So I'm able to predict that. I'm able to see, oh, okay, so you're going to come in here. You're going to probably dash and attack right here, or dare, yep, depending on if you're on the ground or in the air. As opposed to doing something like this, where you jump and then you dash in, and then you dash back out, and then you do like a, you know, whatever, mixing and movement. So yeah, those are also some things I shouldn't say to take note of, because that's what I said last time. You know, sometimes I'm thinking, okay, here's the thing. This is very taxing, because I have to, you know how sometimes you can understand stuff in like a nebulous cloud of info, and you don't need like you don't need to verbalize it to understand it, but then when you try to verbalize it, you can't understand it. So I have to be able to like verbalize stuff that I kind of just know from experience by playing, which takes a lot out of me. But I'm trying. I feel like I'm getting better every time I do this, so hopefully it's insightful at the very least. If not to anybody else, then to the person I'm playing. And if it's not, at least I tried. But those are definitely some things to notice and to intentionally practice with, and they're not like small goals. They're habits that tend to show themselves in many aspects of your play. So like always attacking after dodging, for example, tends to show its face in your impatience in neutral as well. So that's kind of what I was getting at when I was talking about resting. And then maybe impatience during the kill. We'll see if that also transfers over. Yeah, using a lot of these signatures and going for strings when I have my dodge. You haven't really pressured me with any dodge punishes. So like every time you've hit me once, I've kind of been able to dodge out of it. So especially on site, that's super important, is learning your dodge strings. And knowing that in this situation, someone is likely to dodge, maybe I can back up. And maybe I won't get the punish if they don't dodge, but maybe I'll still get away with something. So like these signatures, for example, they're not able to cover like a lot of dodges at once. So they're kind of higher risk, but you are like starting to mix it up. I'm not sure if you're listening to the stream or not, or if you just noticed that it wasn't working, but either way, you know, string weapons like Scythe are kind of guessing games oftentimes. You want to condition your opponent to dodge here, you want to condition them to, you know, want to jump here, wake up here, and so mixing in options and making them constantly guess what they have to do adds more and more pressure to their mental workload. Yeah, so here's another example of your landing. You weren't mixing up your landing for a bit there. I was able to get some nairs. Yeah, the more it mixes up their mental workload. So that side sig was pretty good. I tried to spot dodge downlight it, but I was just a bit too slow, just a hair too slow. But that was just like a different option from what you've picked before, so I wasn't fully expecting it. You know, maybe if you did that in an earlier stock, I would have been able to, but because it mixed up, you know, mental workload, as we're saying, the more stuff you have to make people think about, the higher chance they'll either pick a panic option or they won't be able to react to what you're doing. And that's kind of the theory of mental stack. So right now I'm kind of just building up damage, seeing how you play once again in this red scenario. It kind of seems like you're going more for broke, for just like walk in and attack hits, which, you know, again, nothing in a vacuum is bad. It's just about noticing patterns, and if those patterns tend to hold you back. So hopefully that helps. It is so late at night that we got our daily login bonus. That is kind of sad. I stream at weird hours sometimes. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for volunteering to come on the stream, Devzo, and best of luck climbing the ladder. Thanks for watching, everyone. I probably should have mentioned earlier to subscribe. Wahoo, 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 wahoo.